President Buhari commends tenacious spirit of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo after the helicopter crash. In 4 days to the end of collection of permanent voters' card, INEC insists there will be no extension. Plus, federal government resumes exploration of hydrocarbon in Bauchi and Gombe states. Hello and welcome to Panorama on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Ogwa Vivian Onyedibia. Stay tuned. And we begin with the report that the President Muhammadu Buhari has commended the tenacious spirit displayed by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, after he survived the helicopter crash in Kaba, Kogi State. Reacting to the incident in a telephone conversation with the Vice President, President Buhari praised the Almighty God for sparing his life. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, President Buhari said he is impressed by the tenacious spirit which enabled him continue on the campaign engagement despite the shock of the crash. He said, "I am proud of our partnership and your unalloyed loyalty and your commitment to the service of Nigeria." That the Vice President proceeded with his engagements despite the accident is a testimony of his passion for service of the country and a reflection of his admirable spiritual fervor, the President said. President Buhari prayed God's continuous protection for the Vice President and all those on board with him. Bless their lives and grant them more good health and long life to serve the country. Meanwhile, Caverton Helicopters Management says an Augusta AW139 helicopter involved in a mishap on landing in Kaba, Kogi State around 3 in the afternoon on February the 2nd, 2019 was a result of unusual weather conditions. A statement by the Managing Director of Caverton, Captain Josiah Chom, says that there was no injuries to the passengers on crew on board. The statement further says that the relevant authorities have been duly informed and investigation into the incident has commenced. Meanwhile, leadership of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, says it is grateful to God and rejoices with the federal government and the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, for surviving the helicopter crash in Kaba, Kogi State. The association prays that God will continue to watch over him and other top government functionaries. And away from that, suspected hoodlums this Sunday set ablaze the Isialangwa South Local Government Area Office of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and electoral materials destroyed. The commission has, however, vowed to bring the perpetrators to book. Mie Ogidi tells us more.
It is a matter of days to the elections, and only those with the permanent voters card can vote.
Only registered voters with valid permanent voters cards will be allowed to vote in the election.
But sadly, about 15,000 voters in Abuja State may have cause to worry on their participation, as unknown persons attacked the INEC office in Isialangwa South Local Government Area in Abuja State. Expectedly, INEC is worried by the incident.
The resident electoral commissioners have been directed to beef up security at all the local government offices of the Independent National Electoral Commission. It is a very unfortunate incident, and I hope and pray that this will be the last incident that we are going to record as we move towards the 2019 general elections. This election should on no account whatsoever be characterized by violence. Anybody who wants to perpetrate violence should desist from henceforth because the Independent National Electoral Commission has pledged to be neutral in this election and will not pander to the dictates of any political party.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, however, advised candidates to call their supporters to order to avoid electoral violence before, during, and after the elections. Mayor Ogidi, NT News.
Meanwhile, as the collection of permanent voters' cards ends on Friday this week, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has assured all those who registered that they will get their PVCs and be civil at the collection points. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu gave the assurance in an interview with Mie Ogidi in Abuja.
Daring to restore and protect the sanctity of the electoral process in a plural society like Nigeria, coupled with the practice of multi-party system, where mutual suspicion among political actors is the order of the day, he who captains the ship of the INEC must be ready to address all shades of opinion.
Anyone who cannot stand criticism and is chairman of INEC is in the wrong job, and I don't believe I'm in the wrong job.
Professor Mahmood Yakubu foresaw all this, but this integrity test can only be proven if the actions of the Commission are carried out in favor of the law. Maintaining this unbiased status comes with the inputs of all strata of staff, bearing in mind that there are always bad eggs among. So, how proactive is the leadership of the Commission?
The bulk of ad hoc staff will be drawn from the NYSC. They have addresses, they are serving the nation, and so there is a way we can deal with violations easily. For the other categories of ad hoc staff, they are also students of tertiary institutions. They have addresses. We can reach out to the universities. If there are violations, we'll deal with the violations. But we expect the highest standard of neutrality and professionalism on the part of our staff and all other staff involved in election duty.
However, the efforts by the INEC to deliver credible polls also depends on the participation of the electorate. That is, if they are equipped with their permanent voters card. And by Friday this week, the collection of the permanent voters card will end, and the expected last-minute rush in situations like this is obvious.
Everybody is collecting his own sharp, not delaying.
Do you know that people that applied for PVC February, they were told that it's not yet ready?
Because we printed over 14 million cards, some of the new registrants complained that their cards were not available, even though their names are on the voters register. We made contingency arrangements in case there are citizens in that category to speedily print the cards and make them available for collection before February the 8th.
Both parties, that is INEC and the electorate, are ready to rub each other's back. And by next week, INEC will declare the number of uncollected PVCs, if any. Mie Ogidi, NTA News.
And talking infrastructure now, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is expected to witness the second train test from Iju to Abeokuta on the Lagos-Ibadan standard gauge rail line soon. Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi disclosed this while also witnessing the first train ride trial on the road. Dotun Ogunyemi reports that passengers are to enjoy 2 months of free train ride before it becomes fully operational.
This is the Ebute train station, still under construction. It is one of the stops along the Lagos-Ibadan rail line route. Here, like other sites of the project inspected by the minister in Oshodi, Iju and Alagbado, work is ongoing. Tracks are being laid at an average of 43 kilometers per day, a commitment to which residents commended the government.
And I thank God to put this man more effort for the job that he's doing for us.
Buhari is a nice man. Let him continue for the second time to finish his work.
Just a week ago, we were boarding this train from Papalanto, but today we are boarding from Agbado, and in another week, tracks will have been laid to Iju.
To push his contractor. He wanted to stop at Agbado, and I said no. He wanted to stop at 79. He didn't want to get to Abeokuta. I said no, you must get to Abeokuta. Now he's going to Abeokuta. In fact, he's crossing Abeokuta after the tunnel to a platform where we'll drop the passengers. And then he's also, today, he will get to Iju. I'm hoping that on the 6th, like the NRC has said, we can get the vice president to just hop in and hop out.
The minister said additional coaches will be acquired to give more passengers the opportunity to enjoy the ride. In Lagos, Dotun Ogunyemi, NTA News.
Critical stakeholders have commended the federal government for resuming exploration of hydrocarbon in Bauchi and Gombe states. Lydia Sampson reports that some Nigerians who spoke to NTA News said the gesture will provide employment opportunities for teeming youths in the country.
Nigeria is making history again as federal government resumed exploration of oil in the Kulmani River 2 well. What is more historic is the engagement of an indigenous farm to handle the project. This is in line with the federal government's policy on local content development.
Local content is really working. As you can see, the rig standing here, we have only maybe 2 or 3 expatriates here, not like before. Before you put this rig here, you did 50%, 60, 70 has to be expatriates. Today we do it, most of the engineers on the rig here are all local content. They are all Nigerians.
Perhaps this necessitates the presence of an array of investors and critical stakeholders in the oil and gas industry at the flag of the drilling.
This development really marks the economic liberation of the state, economic liberation of the north, and the economic liberation of the country in general.
A very, very, very unique day for us, for the side of this country, and particularly this community and Nigeria as a whole. This marks the beginning of prosperity of this area.
They say President Buhari has written his name in gold with the resumption of this project.
And also lead to job creation.
It gives us hope, that the future is brighter for oil and gas sector of this country.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, for the political will to make this project a reality.
They are optimistic that crude oil will be discovered in commercial quantity in the Kulmani River 2 well. From Al-Kalari local government area of Bauchi State, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
You're watching Panorama on the network service of the NTA. More news after this break. Stay with us.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
Thanks for staying tuned. Panorama continues now. Intensive training for NTA reporters on the coverage of the 2019 general elections continues in Kano for participants from Kaduna and Sokoto network centers. Let's now join Yahanasu live in Kano to hear how it's going. Hello Yahanasu, how is it going over there?
The classroom where students are receiving training to fulfill the promise of the Director General of NTA to give the best election coverage ever. For me, it has been a wonderful experience since yesterday, and we have some of the participants where I will call one to share one of his experiences on the training. Usman, share your experience.
Well, it is a wonderful experience here. We are getting a lot here. In fact, NTA should do more about programs like this. In fact, we are even ready for election right now.
Thank you, Vivian.
Thank you, Hanasu. And moving on now, Minister of Foreign Affairs Jeffrey Onyema is leading a mobilization campaign for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari across the 17 local government areas of Enugu State. Makut Simon Macham reports that the grassroots mobilization kicked off in 3 local government councils where the APC was assured of votes.
This grassroots campaign targeting 17 local government areas of Enugu State is holding under the Kusike political movement led by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyema. The aim is to consolidate support for President Muhammadu Buhari and the APC ahead of the elections, where the party hopes to win big at all levels. Day 1 of the campaign tour saw the team visiting Iweze South, Iweze North, and Udeni local governments, where party members gave assurances.
Buhari is for us. He is for the poor people. For realignment of Igbo man into the mainstream of politics of Nigeria. That's the reason why we are following Buhari.
Foreign Affairs Minister Jeffrey Onyema says the Kusike political movement is determined to dispel all negative propaganda against President Muhammadu Buhari and stress the need to re-elect him and other candidates of the party.
It is important to vote for Muhammadu Buhari for another 4 years. If not, we will suffer and Nigeria will go back.
The minister also uses the tour to call for more unity among members of the APC family in Enugu State. From Enugu, Makut Simon Macham, NTA News.
Rice farmers across the country have continued to champion the next level course of President Muhammadu Buhari. Naja'atu Tijani tells us more.
Agreed to vote Baba for his second term.
12.2 million votes. That's what the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria is promising President Buhari on February 16. In Ebonyi and Benue states, Ugochukwu and Charles Abba report that the anchor borrower scheme has tipped the scale in President Buhari's favor.
We expect that if the Mr. President goes away, it will also go to the drain. So we feel that he should continue, move to the next level.
It's the same mood in Kano and Sokoto states, where Muhammad Rabiu Ali and Dalhatu Abdullahi report that farmers will benefit from special farming tools to boost rice yields in both wet and dry season farming, projected to reach more than 4 million metric tons.
Our farmers in Kano State, especially the rice farmers, they are for Buhari 4+4.
His policy on rice has greatly impacted on farmers generally.
And in Ogun State, farmers want to sustain the increase in rice production and sale, while in Niger State, Fatima Usman reports that more than 18,000 farmers who have benefited from the Anchor Borrower Scheme are eager for the next level in agribusiness.
Because right from land preparation to the harvest stage, even to factory gate, the anchor borers are taking care of it.
Our yields have been able to go up to 6 tons per hectare if you make use of those agricultural practices.
Nigeria plans to exit rice importation in 2020. Najaa Tutijani, NTA News.
An Imo State governorship candidate, Hope Uzodinma, has assured the people of Isiala and Ehime Mbano local government areas that if elected into office as the next governor of Imo State, they will experience the true APC manifesto all around prosperity and infrastructural development. He gave the assurance when his campaign train visited the areas. Bright Ebuchuo reports.
As custom demands, the Imo APC flag bearer, Chief Hope Uzodinma, led his team to the palace of Eze Joseph Mbamara VI and his council of chiefs. His objective is to receive their blessings and also to intimate them of his vision for the state. At the campaign arena, Chief Uzodinma told the people of Isiala and Ehime Mbano that the need to vote President Buhari and indeed all Imo APC candidates in the February 16 and March 2nd, 2019 elections cannot be overemphasized. Former All Progressives Grand Alliance Abuja Governorship candidate and chieftain Chief Martin Akpaso, Benjamin Wajumogu, Senator representing Okigwezo, National Coordinator NEPAD Gloria Nkebundo also commented. Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
And as the 2019 general elections draw closer, the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, brings on stream a comprehensive pre-election program called The Ballot. The Ballot will x-ray critical issues pertaining to the polls and features no-holds-barred interviews with key players involved in the process. The Ballot debuts today, February 4th, and airs at 10:05 and 10:30 in the evening daily. Join us as we speak to the election umpire, INEC boss, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, on the maiden edition. And Nigerians have continued to commend the present government's commitment in improving healthcare delivery across the country. This was from a group of women in Abuja who stressed the importance of this in achieving universal health coverage as they donate medical items to some health centers. Talatu Ezerike reports.
Health, they say, is wealth, and quality health care is the desire of all. This, analysts say, was the challenge bedeviling the sector, as stories such as poor or non-functional primary health care centers was the order of the day. The development, no doubt, affecting people, especially in rural areas, not to have access to such basic necessity of life, thereby slowing down the universal coverage in health. The story is, however, changing with the present government's revitalization of primary health care centers, a development that no doubt is impacting positively to those concerned.
Kudos to the government, and it's a happy thing for mothers that are residing here, because you don't need to stress yourself. You just walk up to the health clinic and take the immunization.
To complement government's effort in that regard, the group of women under the auspices of Ngumbise Women reach out to some health centers across the country, with Abuja being the city recently visited.
It's not all the organizations will, provide things and helps like this.
This is part of our corporate social responsibility, and our women have always done this.
To reciprocate the gesture by doing well in whatever they do.
For the women, the gesture is to awaken the spirit of humanitarian services and the pursuit in human development.
We levied ourselves in order to buy these drugs. And I feel that Ngumbise women in Abuja that we have really achieved to reach to the less privileged.
We've been trying to come up with this for a very long time. but it's not really been easy. But for the fact that we're able to accomplish it today, of course, we are all full of joy.
The women are hopeful for more developmental efforts like this to better their loads. Talat Nzanike, NTA News.
And now sports update with Gift George.
Nigeria's under-20 team, the Flying Eagles, are top of Group A at the ongoing 21st Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations in Niger Republic. The Nigerian team beat Burundi by 2-0 with goals from Nasfi Yaya and Efio Maxwell. The Nigerian team is seeking an 8th continental title. Members of the Nigerian Referees Association on Saturday converged on Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State to elect new executive members with a resolve to tackle headlong the hostilities of Nigerian football clubs and supporters on their members, an action which they condemned in totality. At the end of the Congress, Tade Aziz was returned unopposed as the president. Salisu Bello emerged deputy president. Faith Irabo and Ijoma Wose were elected as vice president 1 and 2, respectively.
We've seen our referees in Nation Cup, all major competitions in the world, and thereby fulfilling, my initial electoral promise of taking Nigerian referee to the World Cup.
For the next few years, we fast track our referees to the elite group.
Nigerian long-distance runners have been advised to study the Kenyan models of training programs so as to achieve podium performance in the nearest future. Nigeria's only individual Olympic gold medalist, Chioma Ajunwa, charged the Nigerian athletes to take advantage of the exposure they garnered, featuring alongside top elite Kenyan and Ethiopian athletes. This was made known at an award night organized by Bunu Bunu Sports Organization after the 2019 Lagos City Marathon.
We've not done enough for our athletes, so I can't write Nigerian athletes off. They're good enough to compete in this marathon.
It was an evening of glitz and glamour as Nigeria's victorious powerlifting team, who emerged overall champions at the just concluded World Powerlifting Championship in Lagos, were celebrated. A total of 15 awards were presented to the athletes for making the country proud at various international competitions.
Powerlifting has been a source of strength to Nigeria in the global arena.
We are the best in the world. This event has been an eye-opener to everybody.
With sports update, Gift George, NTA News.
And that's our package on Panorama. We thank you for watching. I am Ogwa Vivian Onyedibia.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Hello and welcome to your one-stop fun program where you get all the juicy stories about what our favorite celebrities are up to and the exciting news about what some of them have achieved so far. I am Cynthia Benyogo and thank you for joining us today.